We wanted to bring on a Russia hoax expert. He was the target of the plot and stood strong for the truth. Here with his reaction is co-host of The Global View, a great show I've been on, and author of Deep State Target, How I Got Caught in the Crosshairs of the Plot to Bring Down President Trump, George Papadopoulos. So, George, with all of these revelations regarding Adam Schiff, is there any doubt in your mind, based on the timing, that these documents pertained to you in some way?
Matt, thanks so much for having me. Look, I really think that if you're Adam Schiff, the Democrat Party and their cohorts in the mainstream media, that panic has really settled in. This is already a senator who's under criminal investigation for apparent mortgage fraud, and now he's probably facing much more severe charges, including potentially the Espionage Act. You had the DC attorney, Jeanine Pirro, recently pontificate that she might, look into potential other charges against the senator. And when you look back at the type of action that this person was involved in, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these leaks were directly linked to myself. They were reportedly linked to people like General Flynn, others. And the whole purpose of what these classified leaks were to do was to basically create a fake narrative in which the mainstream media, that's why I think that they're in trouble too, took and propagated to the American people that the sitting president in 2016, 17, 18 was some sort of Russian stooge and his people were colluding with the Russians, while he knew, in fact, that that was all false. He lied to the American people. He must be held accountable.
I would literally bet my hairline for yours that these documents had to do with you. Because just based on the dates, George, everyone was trying to make you out to be some sort of international Bond villain, working on behalf of Vladimir Putin, when the reality is you had to go to jail just because when you spoke with authorities, you tried to disabuse them of this crazy theory and they tried to use it as leverage against you. Just remind my audience how many days you spent in jail over the Russia hoax, and then how many you think Adam Schiff should spend if he is indeed found guilty of leaking classified information.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Matt. No, I did. I was forced to spend 11 long nights in a prison I should have never had to spend time in. And I think that the American people, every single step that's being taken by people like A.G. Bondi, Patel, Ratcliffe, Gabbard, exposing the machinations that really went into Obamagate, because we now know that it was Obama who had his fingerprints all over this operation. They're waking up and they understand that there was a egregious abuse of power that was conducted against not only American civil liberties, the American will, but of course, President Trump, his campaign in his first administration. And I think if it is indeed proven that these allegations are real, that Schiff was releasing classified information, and we can't forget, and your viewers have to understand that the whistleblower isn't some sort of hard right conservative. This is a Democrat career intelligence official who apparently actually stood in meetings in which Schiff portrayed this information to the mainstream media, which they then delivered to the public. So if he's indeed guilty of these crimes, of course he should be sentenced like any other criminal who violated these serious charges would have been met.
You make a really good point about the nature of the evidence coming forward. This is testimony. It's testimony not with like a person that heard something from somebody who heard something like the Eric Chiamarella situation. This is direct testimony where Adam Schiff is telling his staff to break the law. He is saying, we're going to get this information. They, of course, mischaracterized it. They leaked it. But as they're leaking it, they're putting the imprimatur of the Intelligence Committee on it, as if it is the gospel. And then you really made an excellent point about how willing the media was to lap up these lies and then regurgitate them uncritically. And you could only imagine how frustrating it was for me and Jim Jordan and Devin Nunes and Ron DeSantis and Mark Meadows. We're sitting there in Congress. We see the lies that are going on. And then when we examine witnesses and get the truth, oftentimes you're not allowed to go tell people that. If you leak that stuff, you could go to jail. So you had Schiff leaking lies to the media who wanted them, and then we were constrained, by the truth. Looking back on the Russia hoax and now seeing how it played out, what would you advise just on kind of the information warfare tradecraft that we saw in those 2017, 2018 years?
Yeah, I mean, I would have never thought in my life, after, having a pretty, relative upward swing in DC politics, I would be caught between a rock and a attempted coup against a sitting president. And that's really what this was. And it basically took the collective efforts of the intelligence agencies, foreign intelligence agencies, and a willing media to do the dirty work. And that's really what this major scandal is, Matt.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.